So, welcome back to Actual Intelligence, everyone. Today we're exploring something that I think is much deeper than just AI tools, trading dashboards. We're going to go into autonomous agents and what happens to the market once we start to fill up with more agents and not just humans. What's actually going to change? Is AI going to make markets more efficient? Um, is it going to make a new kind of weak spots? We'll go into all of that. And yeah, now, Av, I'd love to get a bit of an intro from you, what you're building, and um, a bit more about your project.
Hey guys, pleasure to attend. My name is Arseny. I'm a CEO and founder of Genex. We are building the most advanced AI-driven perpetual DEX that ever been exist in space. Our main USP and competitive advantage is that we will put AR, AI agents and AI ecosystem in core of the UX. So basically, the every client, every institutional, every retail B2B user could basically join the full AI navigation within the trade analytics and more by our user experience.
Very cool. And then you were also saying something about Gen or your token Gen. Is that to do with this? Or...
Yeah, exactly. Like, so we right now currently on a prototype stage, and our utility token will be Gen. So basically, it will be the core ecosystem driving of the whole protocol. Using the Gen as a utility, you could get exactly access to all those AI tools, different source of liquidity such as RWA, Forex, and more. Reverse staking mechanism, deflation and buyback, and so on.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Got it. And okay, so we'll get into more into it, but I'm just curious, what is an AI DEX? What makes it like? How do you add AI into a DEX?
Uh, so basically, right now, what we see in the space, there's three like narrative driving in AI agents and core, and you may see there are lots of like competition in different DEXs and sexes that like being driven by AI agents and human traders. But those AI tools, they basically come in as API providers or like so it's basically like right? It's like more than uh, F coming to any like trading terminal, whatever, like it's centralized or decentralized, and by connection his code to API system, he could basically interact with the liquidity pool. He could like do the margin trading or like any like spot margin perpetual or any other interaction within the system by his own like large machine learning computable code, right? Isn't it? And then there are no any like user-friendly AI tools in the space. What we see right now, it's basically like just like some analytical tools that you may do like in Bybit or like let's say in in Hyperliquid, right? You just could like ask like this inside terminal AI agent was gonna always like BTC was gonna always solve, and this AI assistant, how do they call it, right? He could give you like some sample introduction what's going on in the market, and that's all. And what's AI more common to our competitors right now is just to give you like notification that you have to come and trade, because most of us know how like the trading protocols earn, right? First of all, it's fees, then it's like liquidation pools and stuff like that. So basically, right now, what's coming to AI as a user experience, as a user journey, just very simple. analytical and notification tools. And if you're really like want to interact with AI agent, you should have like pretty much solid experience in coding, or you have to hire some coders, you have to pay them, you have to develop your own tool, and then you could connect to the system by API keys, right? What we're gonna do here, we will be the first ever terminal existing in the space that basically provide the user who stake our utility token, which is like not that big gap of the entering within the 2 clicks, like let's say 3 clicks, like a Tetris, you could get access to the full AI core infrastructure. So basically, like there's kind of different. We think that is going to be game changing, because not much the user experience, right? It's just driven by narrative, driven by hype. Everyone talking about AI agents, like it's here, there. But let's say, like right now, we own a lot of intellectual property that we could build uh, a protocol within the few months is fully driven by AI, and what we're actually doing right now. So what's going to be different between us and others, that we will be the first ever that will just provide the clients uh, the AI tools within few clicks. So we just put our agents that we use by daily basic in trading, and we just like the client, let's say you are trading Solana, right? You just do the leverage trading on the Solana pair. So you just give this AI tool a certain amount of the commands, what he need to what he need to interact, which leverage he need to put, which margin, which risk reward he need to interact, and you just basically click start, and it will be fully in terminal. So you don't need to have uh, like certain contractor dev uh, code. You just need to stake our token. Here you go, and you just will receive the all efficient AI trading analytical tools that basically existed in the space inside the terminal. That's will be the main our USP, that you don't need to have, and you don't need to interact with other providers.
Wow, amazing. So essentially it's aggregating all these different tools and putting them into one terminal where, the agent will be able to read the PA, the TA, and, actually be able to execute and, essentially be able to trade for you fully autonomously.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Amazing. I like it. I like it. And so, agents, they at the moment currently, they struggle to understand trends and narratives and things like that, and sort of real news stories in terms of, I don't know, BlackRock buying X amount of whatever asset, things of that nature. The agent, well, it's essentially reading TA more than anything else.
Well, in my point of view, what we see on the market, what we are currently struggling with our development, is basically it is. So, like the agent doesn't have emotional background, isn't it? So the main core, like fraction on here, why there's so much liquidation, why the basically right now what we see in the market, that most of the people are basically all of them lost their like capital in crypto. They got liquidated, they got smashed. It's because it's more common not only for the analytical or like for trends or like FDV or let's say like risk analysis. Is coming more for the emotional background. And yeah, right now there are not much successful cases in the agent space because there's still much more to machine learning, because this assistant that could keep learning and keep navigation every day. But what we see there's definitely coming in core, the like let's say I'm friends with like top market makers in space, like Fibonacci, like Cicada, and others, and what they do within their market making right now, that's fully autonomous. So they're not using that much of their like hands and the traders to do the market making. They just fully delegate it to their own AI softs. So while the institutionals driving the fully by AI right now, we think that this narrative gonna come to the retail very soon.
Amazing. So, we're almost there in terms of the machine learning is improving day by day, hour by hour. We're not far away from being at a point where AI is going to be, essentially the number one trader in the space. Now hopefully it will be your tool, right? I'm intrigued as to how the benefits of AI. Clearly, I think from a trading perspective, emotions in a human are one of the main killers of your portfolio, right? Not having that emotion and letting an agent who doesn't trade on emotion be able to execute for you, that's just a huge win.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree with you.
So one of my questions here is, what is fundamentally, like, obviously you touched on it here, Cam, but like, what is AI doing better than a human at trading? Is it just it's getting better technical analysis? Where is it pulling its signals from? Is it checking more data points? What do you think it's doing better than a human? And then if it's not better than a human in some aspects, what do you think AI needs to do in order for it to become better than a human?
Well, for the current perspective, I don't think that it's like 100% uh, doing something greater, but it is an algorithm, isn't it? So you just make the command to it, and it's doing basically the same work day by day. It's gonna stick to the plan. While the human could do the different strategy, could think on their emotion, could just try different rebalancing or different trading pairs instead of you just give the one road, the one tool, and the one clear technical proposal to your agent, and it's only stick to this plan. It couldn't go just a little bit right or left or right. It just stick to the plan that you have proposed to it. That's the main core. That's the main difference. Uh, the, I know like super big traders who has their own portfolio more than 10, 50 mil of USDT, or who like have their private client portfolio and driving them by their hands. And what I see from them, even though they're doing pretty good, they didn't get smashed for all those time. And but what I see, they're trying different strategy. They're trying to adapt to the market. They're trying to lower their leverage, lower their risk. And what's different between the human being and the algorithm? That algorithm couldn't change the plan. If you tell them that it's black, it's always gonna see it's black, and the human could see it like in different areas, right? It depends on our mood. It depends on location. It depends on the perspective of the understanding of the, let's say, of your life being, right. The black could be white sometimes, or it could be green, isn't it? So there's basically different sort of the understanding in this point. I don't think that AI is still there. It's very, very complex, and not much that has been shown to greater results so far. But as long as we see, right, the several years ago, no one even knew about the AI agents, right? Like, and basically AI revolution, what we're coming here in the world, right? And right now, every single sector, even like in my gym, they started to replace the personal trainers, the real human, by their inside AI agent trainer, which is way more cost efficiency. They could sell it as a packet, and they don't need to use those human resource for this. So I think like just doing like pretty crazy over there. That basically one day uh, there's going to be like AI agents driving market, and and it's definitely going to be built by the human, right? And right now we see like which market maker is doing better, which human, which like hedge fund, like, or like which big capital as well doing better by the liquidity pools and stuff like that. And I think in 5-10 year term we'll see that which AI agent is faster execution and faster with analytical and faster with those with those traits. So yeah.
What do you think will happen to the market? Now, let's say like humans are completely replaced. What do you think will happen to the market when it's machine on machine trading and humans aren't involved anymore?
Well, honestly, I don't think that like it's gonna happen like 100% is gonna replace by machines. It's definitely gonna happen one day, maybe when we're gonna be pretty old, or in maybe next century for sure. Because like what I see right now, one day even human will become an AI. Like one day, right? Like our uh, soul and mind will just basically move to machine. I think this is like theory, but still I believe in this. Maybe in 1 century and so on. But for right now, like what I really see that the number of the AI agents, the amount of the AI agents in percentage, it's just really keep increasing day by day. And let's say just hypothetically, if it's gonna take like 20-30% in the next 5 years, which is already gonna be a huge demand on supply, right? And it's in the whole supply chain. So, well, I think there's gonna be which agent is just faster, which agent is just smarter, and they will just basically learn uh, to interact with each other. I think there's not gonna be much difference than right now doing like whale. One whale is short in position, one whale is long in, and that's pretty gonna be same. Anyway, it's gonna be human involved, human liquidity, human sources, but there's just gonna be like less emotion and more structure. So in that case, I think just if we like just analyze the market, it's going like low and low volatility, right? Year by year, all those liquidity pool they go more like stable. And when the AR era gonna come, I don't think there's gonna be that much uh pumping dumping scenario by every day. I don't think there's gonna be so much trash tokens in the market, because the, there's like this fragment liquidity. Uh, there's going to be source more for where, because like no any right AI agent gonna trade some shitcoin, right? Isn't it? Because it's pretty risky. So I think the market gonna be more clean at some point. Because if you see the statistic, only in 2025, the more than 10 million tokens has been appeared in space for only 1 year. It's crazy, right? We've never expected this before.
That's such a
And
good point there. Like you say, like 10 million tokens. What are the chances that you get the right one? It's low, So
and 1 per 10 million, isn't it?
well, exactly. And then as a user, you think, what's the point? Because I'm not even going to bother trying to trade, because yeah, the chances of me actually having any success in this is going to be very, very low. So I do agree. I think a more cleaner market would be, hugely beneficial. But then just to circle back a little bit, you were mentioning the commands that the user has to put in place for the agent to operate. What does that look like? If I use myself, for example, not a hugely experienced trader. What are some examples of commands in which I can set up my agent with, and how would that look from a user perspective? Is it fairly, from a UI UX, is it very straightforward, or how does that work?
Well, it's definitely pretty straightforward because like there's different strategies, right? Let's say like the two main strategies that the most traders use in the market is the analytics by Fibonacci, right? And the second is the liquidity pools by smart money. So you just give your AI agent like clear proposal, like which pools he has to analyze, uh like which, like let's say liquidity pools driving, like because it's pretty easy to search, right? Even that you not use AI, you could just use all those analytical tools and see where the smart money, where's the huge whales moving the capital, right? So you just give those technical proposal to your agent, and he basically do this, understanding the picture, the clear picture, and enter the market and the, the market point to execute the trade, or either he just do it by Fibonacci. I don't know, he analyze those trends and also seek the market entry point. So like there's so much analytics that you could basically imagine in this space, but like I think there's the huge difference, as already mentioned before, that the agent just keep to the plan, right? You once you gave him how the trade should be existed and how trade should be executed, he never could change his perspective of doing it differently. He would always stick to the plan. That's the main core of human vs like AI agents difference, because humans are always changing plans, right? Even though there's huge whales, you may see, right, lots of vlogs, especially in Telegram channels. This whale gained like 50 million per 1 month in hyperliquid, and then next day he just got liquid, he got smashed all his portfolio, right? You may saw this a lot of times, isn't it? So that's what come into the system. A agent would never smash his 50 mil portfolio per 1 day, because he should stick it. I mean, sorry, it. One day it's gonna be he anyway. So it should stick to the plan. That's the main core difference between us and machines.
Don't you think they'll like eventually start to monitor, or people will start to follow the same patterns of which data points to follow? Um, and what do you think if everyone's following the same signal? What does that mean? What happens?
Well, there's gonna be, if everyone will keep the same signal, there's certainly gonna be a smarter dude, let's say smarter like AI agent, right? Who gonna break all those dreams. So like anyway, like the market driven by liquidations, right? The market driven by liquidity. So if we say that AI agent will just drive perfectly, will only gain the capital, right? To the to his human being, right? Whatever it's whale or trader or like some venture capital, it's impossible to be right, isn't it? Because the market is driving the gasoline of this market. It's liquidations, and all those liquidity pools are getting filled by the loss of the people, of the whales, of the retail, of the institutionals, of the VCs, uh, smart money, and etc. etc. So I think whenever the all machines will move the same direction, that's definitely going to be another part of the machines will break this direction. So it's crazy to it's very hypothetical right now, isn't it? But it's crazy just just how fast is and how quick it's gonna be. Like we just will open our eyes and this will happen in next few years. So let's see. Like I definitely could give you the full understanding of how it's gonna be. We'll see it. We'll see it for sure.
It's interesting that you like both speed, because right now most traders are trading on what, a 4-year market cycle in crypto, it feels like. Do you think AI will compress that and these market cycles will become much faster?
I think this will become much longer. Even you see right now, right? The cycle is going longer. So the cycle is already moving from 2023, right? Isn't it? 2023-ish, right? The end of 23rd, 24th. So it's already like 2.5 years. Normally the cycle should be end, right? Like right now we see the clear bearish scene. And I think it's gonna dump more like until like even 70-ish, maybe 75, something like that. But it's still the bull market's coming because anyway it's gonna be turnover and it's gonna be new all-time high, stuff like that. Because right now what we see with geopolitics, what we see with RWA sector, the basically the printing of the stable coins in the market, the government central bank coins and all those like you know total kind of like IT control of the government. I think like AI is going to be one of the main resource to keep the cycles longer to be existed in space and less volatility again because there's more institutional and more government liquidity coming to the market. Plus, it's going to be driven by RWA tokenization, all in total by the real what I said, those stocks and all those markets, they anyway going to be decentralized one day. And while they will be decentralized, plus driven by AI ecosystem at core, it gives less volatility and more, let's say, more cycle to be existed. So it's gonna. I don't know exactly how it's gonna be. Let's just be a viewer, right? Let's just be a watcher. But honestly, like it's gonna be something totally different what we see right now.
As we move into this like decentralized AI economy that you're describing, who do you think stands to benefit the most?
Smart money
Always.
and exchanges
Exchanges,
I
yeah.
think decentralized exchanges in DeFi. That's why we built already like several existed and successful cases before, and right now we build a new one because we understand that even though there's so much competitors appeared in the space, and you may see there's like the new huge player like Extended, if you may heard, dropped by X Revolut team, just appeared in the market and they already hit like 3-4 bill per day. Lighter, pretty solid player. Aster and all Hyperliquid as well as the majority stakeholder in DeFi perps. There's going to be huge supply demand and so much new dexes will be appear. It's going to be same boom like in 2017-ish with Texas, right? And then definitely 90% of them will die in the next cycle. But yeah, who's gonna benefit from it is definitely institutions like smart money and
Right.
and the centralized exchanges because right now what we see according to our personal analytical research only for 2025 more than 600% of the liquidity flew to decentralized space from Texas. So Texas lost over 30% in total, over 30% of their daily trading volumes, because all those liquidity stores been moving to DeFi.
And so you think DEXs will be the biggest because AI agents won't be able to transact on centralized exchanges, or what's the exact logic behind that?
Well, first of all, the DEXs will perform and will benefit because uh, everyone wanna be and like fully control under their asset, and the DEX is losing their trust. It's first point. It's more a lot of regulations coming on board and taxation and stuff like that. And second, yeah, exactly. It's way more easy to interact with AI infrastructure within the decentralized within the blockchain, either by API keys. Way more easier.
Makes sense. Okay. And
That's why what you see right now, right? Isn't it like just a couple months ago, right? This was like or a month ago. I don't actually remember. Maybe November or December last year. This was like a huge promotion in Master. They sent like 20 AI agents and 20 real traders, and this was like competition between them. They did a huge promotion, live streaming in all space. Why it's not happening in any text? I've never heard that any text have done the same, right? Have you heard? No, not any. Yeah, that's why like because like AI agent is it's a programmable code, isn't it? It's machine learning code, and you just interact code with code. And in centralized exchange, the code are closed. No one knows your code because you're like you majority like stakeholder who control this code. And in centralized space, yeah, it's definitely the same, right? We are as the founders, as a team, we control the code, isn't it? But everyone could see our code. Everyone could see our code, everyone could see our liquidity pools, everyone could see our statistics, and everyone could connect to our code within the open source mechanism. We don't need to have approval. We don't need to like approve that you are good AI agent or you're a bad AI agent. We don't care. As long as you stick to some certain amount of the like rules and you interact with the terminal, it's way more easier to machine to connect to machine, isn't it? Inside the system. That's what's different between all of this.
And then talking about Asta specifically, they're obviously setting the bar pretty high for for everybody. Really, they're doing some great stuff. What was the findings? What was the results in terms of like the trading competition that they ran?
Well, basically, it was like 50-50 gain and loss. So no one won this game. It's a pretty similar statistic with the traders and AI agents. So that's why again, coming to the question one, we're still very early to give and to delegate our job to delegate all our liquidity to artificial intelligence. It's still way long journey to AI replace the humans at some point. But this long journey, as you may see, like it's coming not for before it was like century, right? 100 year to like technical revolution, then it's come to train, then it's gonna like cars and stuff like that. But right now it's just coming for the years. So when I say long way journeys, that's like a couple of years, maybe 5. So long.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating if they run that competition again in 6 months or a year to see the difference in the data. I think the data would be, as machines learn, it's going to be far superior than what it was the first round.
I definitely see and akin that they will definitely do it again. And we're planning to do this as well in our terminal while we'll be live. So
I see.
it's a similar narrative, right? So we're all driving by.
In terms of the LLMs themselves, have you seen, which specific LLM is more profitable than others, or are they all fairly similar?
Well, it depends who have been developed it, right? Let's say if we stick to our personal like AI agent, it shows like positive saldo for the last half year. I don't think that is like huge um like gain, but it's positive and this is stable. If I just compare it to different tools that are open source in the market, again, it's 50-50 chance right now. There are no any like 100% gain machine in the market, and I don't think that's will ever be. That's only going to be like for very small cycle, like smart money guys
Yeah.
who basically would integrate their machine learning code to their like daily portfolio driving, let's say, and revenue driving scenario. So something like that.
And when you say smart money, a lot of that it come down to sort of high P&L traders. So obviously, copy traders are a huge part of the industry, and some people have had huge success copy trading, and then copy traders obviously have great success anyway because they get a lot of volume on their buys or sells, right, on the transactions. One is that what you're referring to in terms of smart money? And then two, what does that mean for copy trading? Does it kind of become obsolete now in the AI driven world?
What I meant with the smart money is I meant the huge whales and institutional liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about the successful copy traders, the successful cases of traders and lots of people copying them, I think there's definitely going to be sort of AI agents which will basically integrate to your system and which will copy your trades. So at some point, it's also a huge industry opportunity for AIs, but still not that much case that I've seen recently.
Got it. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the whole copy trading model will change now that AI is developing at a really fast rate. I'm intrigued as to how that's going to change.
Yeah, I agree. But quick question, and what's the hardest, or what's the biggest blocker right now for AI trading infrastructure? What's the biggest like problem standing in the way?
Well, I think that basically the usability. The usability is the main core blocker right now. That's why we in Genex will try to break this blocker for any client that basically want to interact with AI. There are not much AI agents, right? There are not much people who could develop them. Right? There's only like few, if we count in billion people, right? The percentage is just 0 point something, right? So the main blocker is usability. There's only like institutions or like really like smart developers who getting interact with the code right now. And let's say if I, as just a regular trader, I couldn't get that much understanding of how to use this AI right now. So that's why there's so few agents existed in the space which interact with the trading products. That's why that fast developing and learning because the usability it's very poor now. And as much more products will keep illuminate and increasing the user experience as a core, as faster it will be developing and breaking those barriers.
I'd say that, and also another blocker I would say is time, right? It's time because we are so close to being, well, development-wise and tech-wise, we're very, very close to being almost there to be to make it a very, very sustainable and profitable tool. But in some essence, we're not just there just yet, but we'll be there very, very soon.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with you for sure.
What would you say? What are the what kind of risks are involved when sort of trading with AI? When you have an agent who is autonomously trading for you and executing for you, the risks are what? The risks are the commands in which you give it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main risk.
So the prompts
of how you program this dude basically.
yeah. I guess it's like when you're using any form of LLM, right? The prompt engineering has to be tight. Like if you get your prompts and your commands correct, the output's going to be way better. So I guess in terms of it's pretty much the same for this kind of product.
Really? Could you please like double ask this question because I didn't get it much.
Yeah. So I guess it's like when you're using any form of LLM, the main key is in the prompt, right? It's the command in which you use the LLM. So I'm assuming it's pretty much the same. Yeah, maybe not risk is the right word, but the pretense is the same. Where it's as long as you give it the right commands, the risks are going to be low. But you have to be quite detailed and comprehensive in the way in which you're prompting.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant before. So the all risk comes to the human responsibility right now, because it's couldn't drive anonymous 100% anonymously yet.
And then I'm curious, like when you're doing your I'm assuming there's a lot of testing which is ongoing at the moment. What is the success rate? When you're doing the testing right now, it's pretty good.
Well, our success rate for the last those AI agents that we have developed for personal use, we're definitely not gonna bring it to the market. We just will put the constructor of our existing code to the retail users, and they will basically construct by their own. But what we see with the statistic is average like plus 10-15% per month, which is okay, which is pretty solid. If we just move out all those huge fields, it's more like sniper, more like it interact with lots of trading pairs per day. So it's like again, it depends. Let's say December was like close to zero, so still keep learning to have a lot of modification, but at least it shows positive saldo. And what we're talking with other devs and with other trading teams, such as market makers, they fully delegated part of their liquidity pools to the anonymous own written agent. So it's also showing pretty good statistic because it just keep to the plan, just keep doing the same things day by day and keep practicing those things and do it better.
Well, I think it's super exciting, man. It's a really interesting space right now. The developments are huge. And I just think that we're onto something really, really cool here. I think that, what you're doing is well, awesome. And I've for one, I've definitely said about I'm going to keep a close eye and watch just what what you guys are continue building, because I think it's awesome, and I think that you're clearly so passionate about it. So kudos to you, man. It's super cool.
Appreciate.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, keeping a close eye on this because obviously we all know AI and crypto is the future. Um, so, Arsene, I hope you said that right.
Yeah.
For those listening who are curious, please tell us, where they can find you. Just quick review of what you're doing, and yeah, we'll just give us the quick rundown for anyone listening.
Well, they could follow my X profile. We right now currently on a prototype stage, and like keep fundraising. We closed private rounds. Right now we're working with the community, and we're hoping to be live in the end of summer this year. So yeah, just keep following my X, and there's going to be a lot of updates coming there. Thank you guys for inviting me on the space. And looking forward to interact with you more.
Awesome. Yeah, hopefully we can do another space once things are going. We'd love to have you on again. Now, I have one final out of the box question. If you woke up tomorrow and 90% of trading volume was AI agents, not humans, what do you think would surprise you the most about how the market's behaving?
Well, again, what I mentioned, this will be less volatile and more easy to read, because the code is not driven by fast by fast like it's driven by fast execution. What I meant, it's not driven by quick uh emotional liquidity triggers. It's more driven by programmable and sustainable, let's say, like proposal. So let's say if I'm waking up and it's gonna be almost zero volatility in the whole market. I'm not saying over like Parrot, BTC, or like stocks. I'm definitely gonna be shocked. Like it's only like hypothetical things that what we could just imagine right now. Let's keep watching, let's keep developing, let's keep building, and we definitely one day we definitely would see that huge impact in all those machine learning space slowly taking over the market.
Amazing. Awesome. So I'm just gonna wrap this phase up for for this week actually. On I think Wednesday. Keep an eye out for our next announcement. We'll be exploring the intersection of crypto, AI, and interestingly enough, human health with Vital Vita. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much, Avine. Really appreciate you coming on, and we look forward to hopefully having you on again soon.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Cheers, man. Continue building, continue raising, and we'll speak to you very soon when you're killing it. Hopefully.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Cheers, lads. Bye bye.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Bye.
man.